Hi all my Ali Pallies, and thank you for joining me today. Now I'm getting ready to do a video in a minute where I was tagged by Pamela from Granny Makeup and Skincare about makeup addiction. So I'm just getting ready to do that. But I didn't sleep very well last night. Haven't put on any makeup, but I've done a lot of skincare and I have actually used some tinted sunscreen. So so I was looking at a lot of videos last night and looking at different concepts. And this concept came up all over YouTube. And I really can't stand it. I really don't like it. Now, I did think about actually commenting on individuals that were doing it on their videos, but you know, I know as a fellow YouTuber how much work goes into a video and how crushing it is when you get a kind of negative comment, albeit that it would have been a constructive comment. It's not really actually about the individual doing it. It's more about the concept generally. And that's why I wanted to address it on here, because we're a beauty community, and I think beauty starts not just from skincare, it starts from within. And this concept to me is ugly. I'm going to say it's ugly. So I'm going to tell you what it is, and I'm going to tell you why I've got a number of objections to it. And I think it really does make the beauty community seem ugly. I don't mean ugly faces, I mean ugly personalities. And you know, I try and be kind and good. I'm not saying I'm perfect. You know, that sometimes I'll laugh at a cruel joke. We all do. I'm not saying that. But I try to be a good person. I try and be kind. If I see something I don't like, I ask YouTube not to notify me of it again. I don't go on and be nasty, or you know, unless I've got something constructive to say that I think is going to help that person grow and that they're not going to be crushed by it, I wouldn't say anything. Anyway, so this concept is, I went to the worst reviewed makeup artist in, and then whatever town they live in. And so it consists of basically they look up online which has got the worst reviews, and they go along and they have their makeup done, they film it, then they come back and they post it on YouTube. Oh, where do I start with this? So first of all, if I'm doing somebody's makeup, let's get to makeup artist, the term makeup artist first. Because I think herein lies the problem, in that anyone can call themselves a makeup artist. It's not a protected title. You know, you can... and I've spoken to qualified makeup artists about doing people's makeup and stuff, which I've done for years, but like making a profession of it. And they said, you don't really need a qualification if you're doing weddings and proms and stuff. Just... you know, it might reassure them if you go on a course, but you don't need it. So it's a very loose term. What is a makeup artist? But there appears to be a little bit of a split in the community as well. And this could get like a huge subject, and I'm going to try and rein it in. You know, between what is a makeup artist and what is influencer makeup and what is Instagram. And there are, I think, certain things that would kind of define, that would tell me a little bit about where somebody has learnt their skills. But I try not to classify people either. But anyway, I'm getting a bit off topic. But first of all, you have to think about what makes somebody call themselves a makeup artist. And I think that the good thing about this whole series that people are doing, which is, you know, I visited the worst reviewed makeup artist in town, is that when you look at them, you think, not sure how much training they've done, and some of their hygiene practices are not very good. And they've got a job as a makeup artist in a salon and they're doing this and they don't seem to know about basic hygiene practices. So that to me is a very valid point, if that is what came out of these videos. Unfortunately, it's not. I think if you're going to make a point about something, then you make it a helpful point and you make it something that's constructive, that actually can convey a message that will be helpful to the community about what is it that makes us call ourselves a makeup artist. And let's see if we can tackle these people that go around calling themselves makeup artists that don't even have basic hygiene practices. That to me, I wouldn't criticise. That to me would be a very valid point if that was the point that was being made, but it's not. It's about entertainment. It's about, let's see how awful they can do my makeup. Now, I think that's unfair, and I think it's unfair for a lot of reasons. So let me go back to the previous point. When I do somebody's makeup, as I've done over the years, and you know that I did my friend recently, the very first thing that you do, even before you meet someone, is to sit them down and ask what they want, what they like, what colours make them feel confident, whether they like a natural look, whether they like a really full-on look, whether they want to be glammed up and transformed, or whether they want to look like the best version of themselves. You get a feel for what that person likes, because if you put makeup on somebody, if I put makeup on me that I don't like, I'm going to go out and I'm not going to feel confident. Makeup should be, and I've always said this to all of you watching, makeup should be, if you like a particular colour, but the rules say that you shouldn't use it with brown eyes, stuff that, because it makes you feel confident. And if you're confident, then you will wear that makeup with confidence and it will make you appear beautiful. You will feel beautiful. It's all about the experience. That's what makeup is about. So where this, I think, gets off on the wrong track is they're either going along to this makeup artist and they're not telling them anything about what they want at all, or they're saying to them, just do what you think would suit me, or just do what you think, I'm going to give you free rein. Well, actually, you know, a good makeup artist would try and extract some more information from them. You're not going to do that. Why would you do that? I wouldn't want to do somebody's face up. If they said give me a major transformation, I'd say what, to glam, to natural? You know, you would want to, a transformation can mean so many things to so many people. A transformation for me might be a full-on glam kind of going out look. A transformation for somebody else might be, I'm tired of all this and I want something that looks really natural and makes me look younger. Transformation in itself can mean a lot of things. So first of all, they're either not telling them what they want, or they are telling them to do stuff that they know isn't going to suit them, in which case, frankly, that is dishonest and it's just putting out a video for entertainment and to mock someone. Secondly, a lot of the time in these videos, they are videoing, in fairness, most of the time they're not videoing the makeup artist's face or their company, right? But they are videoing them, telling them that they're videoing it for some other reason and then putting it on YouTube, which I think is also very unfair. And you wouldn't be allowed to get away with that in any other situation. You can't put videos out of people, even if it's their hands doing art. You shouldn't be able to put a video out of someone without them knowing that it's about to go on YouTube. Thirdly, I saw like a lot of people then, they put it out and they don't want to appear to have been nasty about the person, so they're kind of justifying it, saying, I didn't say much at the time because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. Now, I am going to be a bit mean here. Come off it. You don't want to hurt their feelings. So instead, you go away, you tell them that you like it, you go away and then you post it on YouTube. And that person eventually, one day, may find that. And you think that's not going to hurt their feelings. That would crush them. I would far rather, when I was doing somebody's face, I would far rather somebody said to me, I'm sorry, but that just isn't the look I'm going for. And I really don't like my brows like that, or I really don't like my eyeliner like that, than actually tell me that they like it and then go away and post something on YouTube about me. That is just nasty. I'm sorry, but there's no getting away from that. That, you know, now that takes me into the fourth thing, is that as I'm doing somebody's makeup, I'm always saying, what do you think of that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Now, if that person's just going to sit there and say, yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Oh, yeah, I like that. Right. And they're not going to give you feedback. They're just going to lie. Then you're going to come away with a look that you don't like. Of course you are. Because you're not giving them proper feedback. So all these things are stacked up against what may be, and I'm not taking away from the fact that some of these makeup artists, in inverted commas, are not very good. I accept that. But you are actually putting them at a big disadvantage by not giving them feedback. And actually, worse than that, telling them that you like something when you don't like it. Telling them that you want a certain look when you know it's not going to suit you. That is putting them at a disadvantage. It would put the most experienced makeup artist to a disadvantage. You know, if I went into Charlotte Tilbury and said, I really like red eye makeup, and I'm sure she wouldn't do it. But, you know, she's very experienced. That's probably a bad example. But if I went in and said I really like red eye makeup and really nude lips, you know, and the person wasn't that experienced, and you've got money in your hand and you're paying that person to do you up, it's very difficult to say to that person, well, actually, I don't think that would suit you. And who knows what discussions are going on. All you see is them doing that person up. You don't know what has been said to them, everything else. Now, there's another thing that I wanted to get into. Sorry, I keep getting a frog in my throat. Excuse me a second. When I trained, and I say trained, I wouldn't call myself a qualified makeup artist. I did some training when I was 18 in stage makeup. So I know about this, and I can talk about this, in that stage makeup and Instagram makeup and photography makeup is very, very different to makeup that you might want to wear when you're going out and about on an everyday basis. And a lot of the people that are doing these videos have learned their skills from Instagram, right? And because I did look at some of the other videos, and they're doing the classic kind of triangle under there, which I've done. Triangle under there and the triangle round here to highlight, and then the very defined contour, which looks lovely on camera. It looks lovely on a YouTube video. And I will tell you that some of the best looks that I've done on Instagram, I've posted on Instagram, don't look anything off camera. And some of the best looks that I've done that have made me look really glowing and fresh have looked nothing when I've posted them on YouTube or on Instagram. Because when you are looking at something with a good light on you, and when you are looking at something with a natural light on you, that looks better than if I'm suddenly going to beam that light at me and I need full coverage, because you can see every bit of pigmentation and everything else, and you can see my dark circles. But I don't walk around in day-to-day life like that. I don't actually walk around in day-to-day life with a great big beaming light shining at my face like that. I walk around like that. So I don't have to put great big coverage and whatever. Now, I think the reason I'm talking about this is because a lot of the people that are doing these videos, when they're actually doing their own makeup, they are doing Instagram makeup. And it is a particular, I'm not trying to down it and poo-poo it like some people and say, oh, but that's not what a makeup artist would do. Makeup artists will do all sorts of different types of looks, depending on what somebody wants it for. If they're doing a photography shoot, they might do it like that. But they have learned a particular skill, which is Instagram makeup, which is very good on camera and it will look great on camera. And they are judging that type of makeup that they do, which looks great on their YouTube channel, against a makeup artist that is actually doing weddings, that is doing other events, that is doing things that are doing a great variety of different looks and may not be doing photography shoots every single day. So they might not do a heavily contoured look, for example. And if you don't say to that person, actually, I like a heavily contoured look, or I like a natural look, then they're not going to do it. But that doesn't make it wrong, and that doesn't make it bad. Now, obviously, there are things, you know, I'm just giving some examples. I'm not excusing some of the examples, because some of the examples are really, you know, cringeworthy of what they're doing. I get that. I totally get that. But what I'm saying is, I don't like to see people being put at a disadvantage. It's unkind, it's cruel, and it's ugly. And by not telling them what you want, by filming them without their knowledge of what you're going to do with it, and by telling them afterwards that you like it, then you are putting that makeup artist, or maybe very inexperienced person that shouldn't call themselves a makeup artist, at a disadvantage. And I don't like it. I think it's cruel, and I think it's unkind, and I think the beauty community needs to start to think about kindness. Please, let's get back to kindness. There's been so many, I'm not going to start naming them, but let's get back to being kind to one another. And if you haven't got anything nice to say, then don't say it. It's not about, oh, well, you've started a channel, so therefore you should take criticism. Yes, fine, you should take constructive criticism that you can grow from. But you don't have to be nasty to people. You don't have to, you know, there's some people that only ever comment when they've got something bad to say, and they actually say it. There's an example of a friend of mine got a comment from somebody. I'm not going to mention the YouTuber, and I'm not going to mention anything about like the name of the person that commented. But she said, I never comment, but I have to tell you that. And then totally tore her apart. And if somebody's commented on all your videos and said, you know, I really like the way you put your blusher on, and it really like this, and then one day they say, look, you know, I really like that overall look, but I think you went a little bit too heavy on the brow. That's constructive criticism. Hold on a second. I'm going back to these makeup artists that are the worst reviewed makeup artists. You're not constructively criticising them. It's a really good example of, I'm saying nothing at the time and then I'm going to completely mock you. And I think, I just don't like to see it. It's just not nice. Anyway, I don't know. I'm sorry, I've gone on for far too long, but I just want to say, can we just get back to being kind to one another and giving constructive criticism, and actually knowing the difference between constructive criticism and constructive feedback? Criticism's perhaps the wrong word. It should be constructive feedback, as opposed to let's all laugh at people that we think aren't as good as us. Let's not give them feedback, but let's just go behind their backs and mock them. It's horrible. And I always try to think about before I comment. Again, I'm not saying I'm perfect, and sometimes I laugh at cruel jokes. We all do. But so I always try and think, how, if I say something, or before I say something, or if not before, after I've said something, how's that going to be received? How's that going to be received? Sometimes we all get it wrong and we apologise, but I always try and think, how's that going to be received? And I can think of nothing worse than somebody coming to me to have their makeup done, telling me they love it, and then seeing it on YouTube a couple of months later with people saying, look at that, wasn't that the most awful makeup artist you've ever seen? And being totally crushed by that. Let's keep it beautiful. Let's keep beauty in beauty channels. Sorry, lecture over. I just had to get that off my chest. And now I'm going to get on with my tagging video. And I'm sorry for the rant.